Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Cult Film and Review, the podcast where we discuss the films you love but no one else gets, and we see if they still hold up. Tonight, hold on, the phone's ringing. Hello? You've reached Cult Film and Review's Rockin' New Year's Eve episode. Who's this? Who are we talking to?
You can call me Evil.
Okay, Evil. What can we do for you?
I'm going to kill people unless you review New Year's Evil.
Well then, Mr. Evil, you're in luck because tonight we're reviewing the 1980 canon film New Year's Evil. So let's start the show.
Your Hollywood system stole our sex and co-opted our violence, so there's nothing left for our kinds of movies.
I did not hit her. It's not true.
Klopex? Klopex. Klopex.
Up yours, baby.
Me and Bubba, my little brother, listen to you every night.
Where in the hell are we?
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Happy almost New Year's, guys. Help us out. Fill out a review, subscribe, comes to your phone automatically, helps us climb the charts, and that's pretty much it. So appreciate you guys doing that. And we'll give some shout outs because we actually had some people do it. So we're going to get some shout outs at the end of the show.
Nice.
All right. Tonight we're talking about New Year's Evil. It was directed by Emmett Altson, I think is how we say that. It had a budget of ? A box office of ? Was filmed in the U.S. It's rated R and has a 14% on Rotten Tomatoes. And if you don't know what it's about a serial killer who calls a DJ as he kills people in each time zone on New Year's Eve.
I feel like this last month or month and a half we've been hanging out in the under 20 club.
Yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes under 20 club.
Yeah, but that's all right because I feel like they're wrong.
Better than Jack Frost? I don't know.
Yeah.
Jack Frost is at a 7.
Yeah,
I feel like that was well deserved.
I disagree, but that's okay.
Okay.
As always, I am joined by the regular crew of Michael Salucio. Hello, Chris Willenbrecht.
Hey.
And Kyle Smith.
Hi everyone.
This is Kyle Smith's pick. Kyle, why'd you pick this movie?
Well, I mean it's New Year's time. I wanted to pick a New Year's themed film. I've always wanted to see this movie because it's a canon film, and I mean I think there's like a bit of controversy around it. And I thought it'd be great. We can ring in the new year with a New Year's slasher film.
I feel like there's not a lot of New Year's movies.
I don't know if there is.
Is there? Like,
I really don't-
Strange Days or something like that? Isn't it
No,
Stranger
there's a
Days?
few.
or-
I think Terror Train was on New Year's, and
Was there a trend on New Year's?
and Bloody New Year is another one.
What about New Year's Eve with Zac Efron and...
That's a frightening film, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I was scared shitless.
Yeah, there's been a couple, but not many to speak
Yeah.
of, really.
So we gotta pick and choose.
This is how you know. This is how you know. Okay, like I discovered this because I looked it up. I wanted to know if there was more New Year's like horror films, and I think HorrorNews.net had like a list of top 10, and a brain damage film was on their list. That's how few of them.
Yeah.
are out
brain
there.
damage, if brain damage films are hitting your list, move to a different holiday.
And it was an old. I mean, it was an old, early like 2000s release too. So there's not a lot out there.
It's so weird. There's so many different titles you could go with, like New Fear's Eve.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Or New Fear's Eve.
I don't never remember seeing the box art for this anywhere.
Nope.
I don't like.
I
I've never.
remember from the video store.
Is this in?
Never seen it though.
Is this in the height of like holiday horror movies, or is this
No, this is like 1980.
like beginning? Right. This is like the beginning of these, right?
Yeah,
Because like even what Silent Night, Deadly Night was later than this.
yeah. I don't know. I'd have to do research on the timeline to find out who was the first holiday horror film.
Yeah, but I mean,
But this is definitely in the early days
Black
of slasher in general. So
yeah, no, it's definitely in the early days. Like we said before, Canon did it, so you know it's quality.
you know what? You can bet on one thing. It's got a complete script.
Not that they're gonna use everything in that complete script, but it's got a complete script. It's gonna have some car chases in it, you know.
I feel like canon films in general, like they all have like one assistant director AD on set that just his one job is to drop the script and lose pages and then hurry on his way.
Yeah, we don't have to shoot that. We don't have to shoot that. Just keep moving. Just
Why did
keep
you jump
moving.
from 7 to 9?
Yeah, well, we have a 2-day shooting schedule, so.
Don't need this shit. Don't need this shit. All right, let's do it.
Anyone seen this movie before, or is this first time viewing for all of us?
First time.
This is one of my favorites, guys. What are you talking about?
This is old time.
Yeah, I watch it every New Year's Eve. And I've been alive for 37
I never go
years.
out. I just stay home and watch New Year's Evil.
That's all I do. I've never actually been out.
You
on
don't
a
want
New
to
Year's Eve.
experience a New Year's that's not like New Year's Evil.
No,
is
I
what you're
don't.
telling us.
I don't.
You're
That's
afraid-
what New Year's Eve is really like, right? Because
Yeah.
that's all I have to go on.
Yeah.
You go out, and that's why I don't ever go out because I'm afraid I'm going to get killed.
Yeah.
you go to weird countdown new wave punk shows, and then you murder people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, only 4 people die in America that night because there's only 4 time zones.
Yeah.
But I could be one of those people.
It was actually more than 4 people, and
That's what makes no
True.
sense.
I like that he goes.
We'll get to that.
I like that he goes to his killing grounds are places that he previously has been.
A hospital
Yeah.
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 or a sanitarium.
Well, okay. I mean, we just want to dive headfirst into it. I have a question.
Go ahead, ask it.
Right off the bat, he says, "I'm going to kill people that are significant or mean something to you." The nurse. Who the fuck is that? Doesn't
No
mean
idea.
shit to
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
It's all randoms. None of these people have anything except for
The chick in the very beginning.
the chick
Yeah.
at the very beginning. That's it.
That's it.
That kept confusing me throughout the whole movie because I was like, how is this person related to
And
her?
I thought for sure, like when the cops first said, like, he wasn't kidding, we found the nurse's body, and it would be like, I thought she was gonna be like, Nurse Jackie, oh, she
I
was
thought she was
my
like my
friend.
sister or
Oh
something
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
nothing.
Instead, she was like
No.
a nurse, like a practitioner of health.
I think those might be those might have been the pages that were missing.
I feel like that's like a typical like canon thing where it's like we're gonna tell you this all ties together,
Do you think?
but it doesn't.
Yeah,
Do you think that's what? You think that happened?
I think so.
You think that nurse was supposed to be somebody more important?
No, not at all. It's
I
just
want to
canon.
believe it so I can give the film more credit.
Yeah,
well, I
guess
also want to
what?
say this film is exactly 90 minutes, so maybe there was more to the story.
Ah.
Like maybe it would have ran an hour 40 and had a little bit more.
You think it was like it's 95 minutes?
I like
We
the
gotta
accent
take
you're
a-
using already.
I'm assuming that's how Golan speaks. I think I saw it in Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, he does speak like that.
Yeah.
They're,
I imagine he was just like,
Israeli.
"This is too long, you idiots. Get rid of these 5 scenes." But those are the 5 people she kills that are like, related to the woman that I don't like them. The nurse is the win, and the kid in the car,
The trash babes.
a cop or 2.
I mean, I have this for a question down later, but I'll ask it now because I was wondering this too. Did anyone else notice that he was killing just mostly like blonde chicks? Like the first chick was obviously not. She's an African American lady.
Yeah.
But the rest were all like blonde haired.
Yeah, I don't think that really had. I don't honestly think that had any real significance. It was just simply who they could get.
This is like a coincidence as
I
fuck.
think so because she wasn't
It
blonde.
didn't tie back to her in any way whatsoever.
No, I know, but that we're going. That's
Blaze
the weird
wasn't
thing.
blonde.
Like it's like even the
Maybe Blaze is like a natural blonde, and she just dyes
she
it.
dyes her hair.
That's just another scene they cut out was her dyeing her hair.
I want to know too with another part that I had believing in this movie was the son's age. I'm like, who would she have it when she was 12?
How old was he supposed to be?
I don't know, but he looked 30.
He looked like he was in his mid-20s.
He looked 30.
Yeah.
I'd give him 25.
I could buy it.
Well, then how old is she? Because she looks like she's in her 30s.
40, yeah.
Yeah, she's probably
Has her-
40.
You don't do hip New Year's Eve shows at 40.
Yeah,
You do when your name's fucking
she's a,
Blaze.
She's a legend,
Yeah.
apparently.
That
I
was
don't
the
know.
understanding, was that she had been doing these for a long time.
Yeah,
Well, I thought this was her big break.
I thought this was like
No.
going to be like her big comeback.
I don't think so, was
Jesus
it?
Christ.
See how clear the
None
script
of
is?
this story made any sense to any of us.
New Year's Evil, a
You know-
story about a
What?
What? Go ahead,
a
finish your
killer that
sentence.
you find out right in the beginning exactly who it is and follow him through all of his misadventures.
That's so weird because I did not figure out who it was
Yeah.
right in the beginning.
What?
I don't know how I missed
Yeah.
it, but I did.
Really? At the whole time, you didn't think That has to be the dad.
They
What, the second it goes, like, I couldn't get a hold of Dad, and it cuts
Yeah.
immediately to the guy at the place, like, well, there's Dad.
I blew that off for some reason. I just blew that
Wow.
off.
Wow.
It worked.
Blew that
it
off
worked
real,
on you.
real hard, didn't you?
Well, because I was so distracted by all the punk rockers at the New Wave show.
Oh my god.
Oh, can we? I mean,
yeah, let's go
do we-
through
Let's
it. I mean,
take a
shit.
break, and then
Yeah.
when we come back, we're going to talk about the punk rockers' New Wave dancing. When we come back.
Ballet's here. A crazy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to you, Blaze.
Ooh, some kind of voice you got there. Sound like the Phantom.
You could call me that.
So you got a name, Phantom?
Call me Evil.
Evil? You bad, honey.
No. Just evil.
Well, listen, Mr. Evil, do you have a vote for the top song of the year?
No. Just a New Year's resolution. I'm going to commit murder at midnight.
All right, guys, we're back. We're talking about New Year's Evil. We're coughing it up. We're talking about New Year's Evil. Came out 1980. It was a canon film. Before we took a break, we were about to talk about the sweet dance moves of the cast from Return of the Living Dead. That's what it reminded me of. It opened up with like all the punk rockers in a car. You get to see some boobs.
Yeah.
Boobs right away. And then it's
that's called a hook, Cody.
that's how they get you.
Yeah.
That's how they
Keep your
get
ass
you.
in the seat.
Yeah.
There might be another
I
one.
guess I'll check this out a little bit more.
There's just a bunch of distinct screaming of New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and they're
Wow, the
just-
song New
and,
Year's
uh,
Evil is rocking the fuck out.
Apparently yanking your girlfriend's head back as hard as you
Can I
possibly
just say
can.
that was
right?
something that I was like, "Where's this coming from?" Like, girl starts kissing your neck, you just grab by the hair and just like, "Fuck you."
I
yeah,
think-
dude, you gotta let them know who's boss.
Oh god. I guess they're just
Jesus.
demonstrating their rebelliousness.
I guess so. Yeah, I don't even like kissing.
Get off me.
I don't like sex.
All right, get back on me.
Now get off me again.
So it opens up with them, and then they go into where this televised dance party is going to be with the new wave bands.
At a
Definitely
hotel.
doesn't.
It's a hotel,
Definitely doesn't
right?
seem like the kind of the kind of crew that would go to a televised dance party.
No, it does not.
Yeah.
But they go there and they dance their asses off.
Yeah, so
They
much
don't stop.
shuffling and
Heads laid back.
Lots
then-
of zombie moves.
Lots of zombie
Yeah.
moves.
And then out of nowhere, like it gets real slow. They do that like ballad.
that weird
Oh.
jazz
And it does.
number. The
it's
jazz
a
number.
blues song. But
Yeah.
here's the thing I love about that part. Like whoever mixed the fucking audio in that scene, like they did not like turn down the volume of like the microphone that was on the camera filming them dancing. So it was blues and you just heard this.
Like shuffling.
Really? Oh,
You just hear their clothes shuffling together. It's like turn the music up or turn them the fuck down because it sounds really sad at this point.
Yeah, but you guys didn't know this. The dance scenes are actually directed by George Romero. A lot of people don't know that.
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Dance
that's,
scenes
that's
were?
why they look like zombies.
Oh, okay.
That was a joke. They didn't actually. People are probably screaming at their car again. Screaming at the. He did not do it.
He would never do anything like that.
Yeah, he would never do just dance scenes.
Oh my God, she didn't do a canon film.
Yeah.
Give me a break.
In 1980, he was busy promoting Dawn of the Dead, guys. Come on.
Get it right. I bet you guys haven't even seen that one.
Yes, I have. It's
Yeah, we've seen it.
the one about the swamp creature, right?
Yeah, Swamp
Yeah.
Thing.
I thought it was about like the nice family that captures it in the woods and brings it home.
Oh yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
And then we're introduced to Blaze before this. She's kind of a cutthroat at first, and then gets real shook when one killer calls her. Just one. I mean,
Yeah.
get over it.
Yeah,
You were tough as nails.
You run a call-in.
Yeah.
Show.
Well, that's what everybody kept telling her. Oh, this is the kind of audience you attract. You're
Yeah.
too rock and roll for our mainstream society.
Yep.
Yeah, they were really trying to say something.
I
Which-
feel like they were.
I don't know what it was.
I
but
me either.
Which it wasn't too rock and roll for me. I was expecting like punk rock, and then it got like
Glam.
decent
Yeah.
songs.
Yeah, there is like solid power ballads
Yeah.
happening.
It's quite odd. Is this a cult film?
Who you asking?
Everyone. Just
Man,
spout off.
That came out of nowhere. I like it. Cult film, is it, guys?
What do
Cult
you
film?
think?
What are you thinking? Thinking, Chris?
Putting it on you, Mike. Putting it on you.
Yeah, I say it is. What about you, Chris?
Yep, pretty solid cult film. Actually, I don't know. I think it is a cult film because it is one of the few New Year's Eve themed slashers, but I don't really know any other reasons why.
I've never heard anybody say you gotta see New Year's Evil.
The use of the music, maybe,
I
and
thought
like the
maybe, yeah,
style of that, but I don't know.
Is there a canon film that's not a cult film in some weird way?
Yeah.
That's true. That's another thing. That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I would agree. It's definitely a cult film, but I don't know. If it is, I don't know why.
The problem is like it doesn't. I mean, it has like the slasher thing going on, but like, what's really unique
It's
about
not
this
memorable.
story? Like, well, this is so cookie cutter. It could have been 1,000 other
the
movies.
memorable thing is just the weird relationship between the father and son.
I think maybe it's just I think if anything, it's the son's like actions throughout the film alone that give it the weird element. The rest of it is just like whatever. I've seen this before.
Yeah,
That's where the memes live. Is like images of that guy with a fucking red pantyhose over his head or whatever the fuck that was.
He like pierces his ear with
Yeah.
a needle,
and then he wears those Geordie LaForge
He's
sunglasses.
like, I can be punk too.
Look how punk I am.
Look how
Yo,
punk
what,
I
you
am.
didn't think he was punk with that penguin tuxedo coat, sleeves rolled up, some acid wash blue
my
blue jeans, and a white button up polo.
He was like the popular kid at 90210.
Yeah.
Like, just dressed like he was in
What do you
All
guys?
My Children.
So I
Go
don't
ahead.
know. I don't know if we really explained the son in the relation to everybody.
Well, why don't you do it?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
I don't know.
What's up with the sun, Chris?
I was just gonna say, like, I was just gonna put it into perspective that, like, the son basically it comes to visit his like what seems to be kind of estranged mother, right?
Yeah.
And like, and he's so excited to share this news that he just got this new role, and she just like doesn't pay any attention to him.
blows him right the fuck off.
Yeah, like she doesn't give a shit.
Well, is the weird part too, because it's kind of like the father's like main reasoning for killing people was like you didn't even listen to him when he got the part all by
his
himself.
his main reasoning was because he because he was on allowance.
He wasn't getting
She
enough.
castrated him and took his manhood away.
Yeah, that was weird.
That was a weird scene.
It was
That's
a weird scene.
Way at the end.
Yeah.
Way at the
What do you guys think when it comes to like slasher films? What do you think New Year's Evil did right, and what do you think it did wrong?
What did it do right, guys? Okay, what did it
Yeah,
do
let's
right?
start with the right.
Let's make it
Let's
easy.
start with what it did right.
Let's start with the short list. What did it do right?
Not a whole lot. Had a cool mask.
It had a it didn't have a cool mask. Like he had a mask in one scene. The rest of the time he was putting on these disguises which
Yeah.
amounted to one mustache.
Yeah, dude,
he's got disguises for all of these places that he's going to go
here's
to.
the other- here's another weird thing. I don't understand. Like,
didn't make any fucking sense.
who knows what he looks like anyways?
That's
apparently.
what I'm saying.
Like,
Nobody knows who he is.
Yeah.
What does he need a disguise for?
in case like my thing was it was like the situation with when he picks up the chick at the bar. He has the friend comes along, so she's gonna give out any description. They're gonna be looking for a guy with a pretty sick mustache.
Yeah, but he killed her anyway.
True. True. I'm just saying.
He doesn't look
if
like
he would have slipped
he's
up.
not gonna. He doesn't seem like somebody who's gonna not tie up the loose ends.
Well, he did not tie up one of the loose ends. The girl that got away, the from the drive-in, she got away, and her boyfriend also got away.
Oh, you're right.
So they're going to be describing a preacher. So the cops are going to be out there looking for a guy who's a preacher, not a guy with a mustache or not a mustache.
wait a second though. But no one. That's ridiculous. It's not like when somebody comes and like they match a description, they go by look like a preacher. Like, I mean, yeah, you could say he's a preacher, but like, wouldn't you also describe him based on his physical appearance?
No.
His
I'm
white
too
guy.
scared.
I don't know, 5'10", weird penis haircut.
He was that
like-
short? You thought he was that short?
I don't know. I don't
It
know.
was like the penis mullet, dude.
Yeah, it was. It was.
It was like the penis with a helmet on.
It's just there were such weird costumes that made no. They just did. I don't know.
It didn't make look, having the disguises made like zero sense at all. Like this, what are we still trying to figure out what it did right? I mean, it had a guy killing people. Fucking nailed it.
It had some new wave punk
had-
rock stuff going on.
It had a cop who didn't believe the victim at first and then came around. Cool. That's all I got.
And then it did everything else pretty much wrong.
In a weird way, I kind of liked the weird misdirect that happened with the son, because
Misdirect how?
like
You were misdirected in this film at some point.
no.
It happens to people, Kyle.
No, it's understandable that the father immediately is the killer. Like you well, unless you're Cody, you don't catch it. But weren't you guys thinking the whole time like, well, where's the son like come into all this play? Like, so he's crazy too? Is he gonna kill people later on? There is like a weird thing where you think like, are they in on it?
I thought
Does
maybe
he
they were
not
a
know?
team.
Yeah.
Well, they kind of. I think, but I don't know. I wasn't given enough information in the film to decide if they were a team or not. I have to believe, based on like the final scene of the film, that they were actually a team in some way, shape, or form, because he like kind of carries on.
The son was home base.
Yeah. Well, like keeping an eye on her, making sure she's there or
he
something.
mentions like, oh, me and what was the son's name? Little Billy.
Son.
His name is Derek.
Derek. Doesn't he say me and Derek had a surprise all planned out for you? And
Yeah, it was probably her death.
yeah. So he was in on
The son
it.
was in. Yeah.
Really?
But do you think he was? Do you think the struggle and the pain, like he's taking drugs and shit, like
Oh, I thought he was going to commit suicide.
Yeah,
yeah,
me
that's what I meant.
too.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. He's
He was
downing
like, he was
these
all
pills.
like, he was like sweating. He was
Yeah.
like, you could tell he was like dealing with something in his head.
do you
He
think
like
he
pops
was
pills.
dealing with the idea that at the thought of killing his mother, or do you think he was dealing with the fact that he was just been castrated
What's
or
the
whatever?
whole setup in the beginning where he's like, I tried to call Dad. He didn't. The line was busy. Like, and
I don't know what the setup on that was at all. Actually,
yeah, a lot of it doesn't make any sense.
I think it simply established the fact that there's a dad, and you're supposed to be thinking about that now.
What also gives him the dad an alibi in a way. Like, I tried to call Dad, but the line was busy. So now you're not thinking.
well, it's kind of like
You
the
know.
opposite of an alibi.
Is that what happened to you, Cody?
Yeah,
You heard
that's what I
you heard
believed him.
you heard the line's busy, so Dad must be handling business.
He can't be killing people. He's having a long conversation on the phone.
At one, exactly. At one point too, I thought when like he first was like ripping up the stocking and put it over his head, I was like, oh, he's just doing his lines from whatever sci-fi television show he got. I thought that too. I thought maybe he was getting into character.
you
You
thought
know?
he was getting into maybe. I don't know.
You don't know.
There's so much to be like.
This is the thing.
It's not clear.
This is the thing. This is what like me and Cody were talking about this, and like this movie has like a lot of those defining traits that you find in canon films, and the most glaringly obvious in this one is like a completely disconnected like plot. Like there's all these different scenes that don't really fit together. It's like you got a puzzle and all the pieces are wrong. Like nothing quite fits, but yeah, you might be able to make it look like something when you're done.
I got a question on here that I'm gonna change a little bit too. Do you guys think there was any symbolism with switchblades? Because it's not only does the killer have switchblades, I feel like everybody has a switchblade.
Yeah, I can tell you what the symbolism was.
Symbolism?
The symbolism. I believe the symbolism was they looked cool in the 80s.
Yeah, they
Okay.
reflect
Yeah.
light really nice.
Yeah. I feel like that was a theme. They
How
do
many
it
times did he pop that thing open while in the car?
Over and over
Like he had to
again.
be he had to just constantly be resetting it because I mean switchblades just don't fold together. You have to like press
there
it
were
back
scenes
together.
where he would have it open and then it like cut to a new scene and he'd click it open again.
It's this is like the action movie equivalent of like an unlimited magazine of bullets. It's just an unlimited closed amount of switchblades to click open.
Unlimited amount of times that you get to push that
Yeah,
awesome
click,
button, let it fling out.
Well, one's a comb, guys. Let's keep that in
That's
mind.
true.
One is a comb.
I got scared. I clenched. I thought, oh man, he's really gonna take
cop's
this guy.
gonna be
He's
in
gonna stab
trouble.
that
Oh,
cop.
he's in trouble.
He's gonna stab that
oh, it's a comb.
Again, if you did that to a cop today,
Yeah, that cop just took it.
I'm actually kind of shocked by this, but Robert Ebert said that this was a gory film. Do you guys agree with that?
No, not at all. There's like one head. It's
I-
disconnected from a body.
I
That's
definitely don't agree with
It.
that.
The only scene of
You guys
gore.
didn't think it was scary when that body slid down the slide in the playground?
Oh my god, it was
Honestly, you know what I will say about that scene. Probably what you could describe as probably the most grotesque scene is like the girl posed on the swing. Because I mean that is kind of a creepy thing. Like
Yeah.
he fucking posed her and set her up and
Yeah.
shit, which is like, I mean that's like true crime shit right there. Like that's legit scary. Everything else in this film sucks.
See, I love when we talk about this because we have different views on things. I was just like, oh, you're going to waste weed like that?
I was gonna say, I mean, if we ever get into favorite deaths, that death by bag of weed is one of my favorites.
They say that weed can't kill you, but I
It
think
can.
this movie
I've seen it happen.
Yeah, I've just seen it happen. You know?
Thanks, Colorado.
Yeah. It would be great if one of the cops was like, "Well, I guess she overdosed."
Oh, is this an episode of CSI Miami?
Yeah, right. Looks like someone smoked her out.
We can do this all day.
Oh, that's really good. That's really good. You can find her at the head shop.
Just keeps going on.
I guess this guy's already been to the joint.
Oh my god, that just got way too punny.
Come on, guys, keep going. No, it's so. Man, also, let's go jump a little bit to the ending where, because I got to talk about that dummy that they threw off that building with its arms flapping in the wind.
Actually, it's funny that you say that because that's probably what exactly happened. But when I first watched it, I was like, that looks pretty good.
Really?
Yeah,
You said that?
I was like, man, that's kind of convincing.
It really reminded me of the scene in Riccio when his girlfriend leaps from the building.
Yeah,
and like
Oh,
it
no, that was
catches
worse.
wind and it starts to sail.
Yeah.
That was definitely worse.
That sweet ass jumpsuit. He had to ruin that sweet ass jumpsuit he was wearing. The thing was badass, dude. All white.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you must have got a good allowance over for a jumpsuit like that, bro.
I know. That's how you look good in the 80s.
I want to jump into favorite scenes real quick because I do have a favorite scene. I don't know if anybody else does. But that goddamn car ride with those two chicks where she's talking about being zen and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Oh, his reaction. I was fucking loving it.
I lost it, dude. She was so funny. That whole scene was
You
hilarious.
thought she was funny? The scene, the part of that scene I thought was funny was like his reaction. Like I know he was reacting to the fact that he may not get to the time, but it just looked like he was reacting to, God damn, this chick's fucking annoying.
Yeah.
That's all I was getting out of it.
Well, that's the other thing too. Is like I get why time was important because he wanted to make the call and stuff like that. But I mean, why not just kill people and then call her? Like I don't understand.
Because he had to capture on tape the countdown in Chicago, wherever, and the screams happening at the same time.
I know it's just so weird. It's just
He didn't
such
have a
weird,
mixer. He couldn't reuse it.
It's just a weird thing for like, why wouldn't you just kill people and then call her and be like, I killed a whole bunch of people?
And here's another question.
know.
Well, we're on the subject. How many people does he kill and record?
The nurse,
The nurse,
The girl.
the girl,
The girl?
yeah, the girl in the car.
The girl in the car. Suffocation by bag of weed.
Right,
All right.
and then the other girl gets away.
But there's no indication that he was a target. I don't feel like she was a
No,
target.
he doesn't
really.
call in the third time.
He doesn't call
He
in the
doesn't
third
call
time?
in. He doesn't
Nope.
call in with Colorado. He calls in with New York. He calls in with Chicago. He misses Colorado and California. California was supposed to be her, but he didn't get in time. So then Hawaii was her with the sun.
Yeah.
Is what we're led to believe.
He
So,
he
Hawaii
failed.
was her.
Hawaii was Blaze
Okay.
Yep.
It
because as they pull
there's
away,
actually then if you count Hawaii and Alaska,
No,
think
Hawaii
that-
wasn't Blaze.
I think that's
Yeah, it
five.
was.
Yeah, it
that's-
was.
Hawaii was the name that was the last one that popped up as the credits started to roll after we see the son driving away with Blaze in the ambulance wearing the mask. So as an audience member, I believe we're supposed to assume
His
that
son carries out the plan.
he carries out and he still gets her on New Year's Eve at
Huh.
midnight.
Now, see, I thought her time had passed. I thought she was in like California or
I
something.
don't even
like
think
Los
that's what I'm
Angeles.
saying.
No, wait. What do you mean?
Was she in Hawaii?
No, that she wasn't.
She's just
She wasn't in any of these cities.
No,
She-
I know she was in like California, right?
That, But I understand why Chris is confused because there's 5 time zones if you count Hawaii, Alaska. It goes Eastern, Central, Mountain, Pacific, Hawaii. If you're counting that, in which case then we only have 3 kills, 1 miss, and then 1 that just got lost.
What do you mean? What?
He's supposed to be killing somebody in 1 person for each time
He
zone.
got New
Yes.
York. He got Chicago.
Okay.
He missed Colorado.
Yep.
He missed California.
Yes.
Hawaii was the last one.
Who was the girl? Who was the person he was supposed to get in California?
That was Blaze.
Yeah.
So then who was supposed to die in Hawaii?
No
Nobody.
one.
Oh, so Hawaii's not an
Hawaii's
option.
not a thing, but
They make
it
like
pops
this
up
thing.
at the end like, oh, by the way, you guys all forgot about Hawaii and Blaze is now dead. That's what you're.
Oh, Jesus.
That's how
Christ.
I took it.
No, I agree.
And I might be wrong.
Didn't
but
know the father was the killer, but I picked up on the Hawaii thing, Mike.
When the fuck did Blaze die?
She did it.
didn't.
She did it.
She doesn't die on screen technically. She gets loaded into the ambulance.
Yeah. Oh, because the son.
The son is driving the ambulance.
Sorry. Okay.
Can we talk about the ending though with the son in the ambulance?
Yeah, let's
get
talk
into
about
it.
the ending.
How the fuck is that ambulance surrounded by people, and they're all pointing into the ambulance, and the son's sitting there wearing a fucking obvious fucking mask, and no one's like, hey, that's weird.
I know. Everybody's just like,
I hope Blaze is okay. I hope this guy wearing this creepy mask with a dead paramedic driver next to him are going to get her there in time.
I know, fucking
Another
dumb.
thing I'd like to know, and this is a good, maybe one of our listeners can call us in, maybe give us this fact.
Call us in.
Give us this fact.
Call us, tweet us, text us, whatever.
Get at us.
I wonder what the first movie was to use the fake ending where they get hauled into an ambulance and then when it drives away, you turn around and it's the killer. I feel like that's been done a billion times.
I'd be curious to
in
know what
horror
the
films.
first time was. I would be curious
That
to
is
know.
such a
Anybody
common
out there
trope.
knows? Let us
like,
know.
now I'm safe in the ambulance. Whoops, the paramedic's the killer. Like,
I think we all know you're never safe in the ambulance.
Yeah, that's why you drive yourself or Uber.
That's why you Uber to the hospital if you've been shot, stabbed, whatever. Just Uber it. Pay the $2.50 for the blood stains.
I had some favorite scenes. I really enjoyed the drive-in scene. The bikers pursuing him. Actually, that was the only moment in this film where I felt any kind of tension. Like, shit, like he might get caught, right?
Yeah.
Like, but nope, he made it out. And
You know what I like about that scene is they're building up to the fact that he's on his way to kill a nun. Like, did you guys get that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I just thought that was like I'm actually kind of bummed out that he didn't get to that point because I wanted to see where they would have gone with that.
I'm really bummed that he didn't get to kill that
No,
nun.
I'm just saying, like, that
that
seemed
could
like
be-
such a ridiculous thing. I would have, like,
Cause I just fucking hate nuns, and I really wish.
never said that.
I'll also say, going a little more towards the end, the elevator scene.
Oh, with her in it?
I enjoyed
Like,
that.
hanging? Yeah, I thought it
I
was really
enjoyed
cool.
that. I've never seen that before on screen.
Yeah.
maybe is that now that we're talking about he was going to kill a nun. Maybe that is the thing that he meant by I'm going to kill people close to you. Maybe he meant like spiritual people or like I might be stretching here, but yeah, like a nurse is a very selfless job. So is a nun.
You're basically doing yoga right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's a chick in a bar?
Well, that girl.
How spiritual is that?
She was very spiritual.
She's way into Zen.
Oh
Yeah.
my God,
What?
he's right.
Transcendental meditation, right?
Yeah.
That's her whole thing.
Why is a nurse spiritual?
I'm saying she was selfless. Like a job,
She
like
helps-
a nurse is a
oh,
selfless
jeez.
job. You know, like it's,
You know what? I'm not
she
even.
does
I'm not
good
even.
in
I'm
the
not even
world.
gonna entertain this.
What about the girl? What about the girl in the back seat that was getting felt up?
Well, that was just.
That's just
listen.
coincidence.
First of all, the guy at first didn't seem like the guy was going anywhere, and then she like basically throws him a pity fuck.
Yeah, but he doesn't take it.
I don't know. That was a
Well, he doesn't-
fucking weird scene.
he doesn't have time.
No, he doesn't. But he still pursues her when she gets out. Like,
Right? That's the other problem I have with this one too, is that he almost gets caught by the cops, but the cops are like, "Hey, what are you doing over there? I'm a cop." Like, I better get out of here. There's a cop coming.
Well, I'm just trying to figure out what his next plan of attack was because he sees the girl underneath the thing, and he like just kicks dirt around her and like knocks over a trash can next to her.
Yeah,
and he
yeah.
never is like, "Come on, get out," or
No,
tries
you
to
gotta
like
build
do
that
anything.
fear. You got to build that fear. up.
Another thing that's really bad in this film is the killer's run. Have you noticed that all he does
it
is
was
like
so good.
jaunt through? Like
Yeah.
he's never. It's nothing more than a brisk jog.
Did you see his tracksuit he's wearing? Like,
Yeah, right.
He's a professional power walker.
Obviously,
Yeah.
he's been mall walking for years.
that's amazing.
It was just so funny. It would just be like, hippity
Yeah, it was.
here I go, everybody, gonna kill you.
This is the time I wish we had video on this podcast so
I know.
people could see the us reenacting
the
their
brisk
run.
jaunt.
or the dance moves.
How many brisk jaunts are we going to rate this?
Oh, that's
Oh
what
my God, that's what we're rating it.
ready that or jumpsuits, one or the other. You know, with that being said, let's take a break. When we come back, we'll talk more about New Year's Evil.
15 seconds and counting.
I think her diary is back.
10,
Hey,
9,
you want to smoke a number?
7,
Sure.
6,
I got some great stuff here.
4,
Colombian.
3,
Here,
2,
smell.
1. Happy New Year from
All right, guys, we are back, and we're talking about New Year's Evil. We're going to rate this Mammer Jammer. Kyle, what are we rating it tonight?
We're gonna rate it Derek wearing his mom's pantyhose.
Well, that's uncomfortable.
It certainly was in the
It
film.
looked uncomfortable.
Let's start off with Chris.
New Year's Evil, this was never a film that was a high priority for me to see, even though I love slasher films, and I can see why now. Honestly, like, this movie is pretty plain, pretty boring. There's a couple laughable moments in the film, but overall, it's just super cookie cutter, and I'm not really like super into the new wave punk era, so I don't know. That didn't really hook me in. The killer was given away right off the bat, so that didn't hook me in.
Depends who you talk to.
No, yeah. None of the characters really like I gave two shits about in this film. And the payoff was extremely disappointing. Basically, he just goes up to the top of a roof and throws himself off at the end. Honestly, one of the best things I can say about it is I did think the mask that he wore in the film was pretty cool towards the end. I thought that was creepy as hell.
The mask he wore for 0.30 seconds?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Thanks for that 30 seconds, guys. But yeah, I'm going to give this a 1.5. 1.5. Yeah. New Year's Evil, I don't particularly recommend it. I guess if you need to see it just because you love horror and you want to see everything, you're going to anyways, but don't go out of your way.
All right, let's go with Mike next.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna give it like a 2, maybe a little higher than Chris. I think there's some aspect of it that's kind of intriguing, I guess. But you're right about it being kind of really like a cookie cutter, but not only just cookie cutter, but like forced cookie cutter. Because like the ending, the whole justification for him doing this is, man, that is paper thin. Like, I don't understand. Like, all of a sudden, after how many years he's been married to this woman, he decides all of a sudden on this magical day, like, now I'm going to take a stand. Like, when does he snap? And it just so happens to be the day that the sun snaps. It's just so weird. Other than that, there's some funny scenes. I think it's really interesting to see a killer that, like, from the outset.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
Yeah.
But, like, it's interesting to see in a weird way because you're like, okay, I've never seen it from this point of view. Like, I just know who the fuck it is right off the bat. And we're just going to watch this relatively good-looking guy kind of fumble and bumble his way through this scheme and then not accomplish it and then jump off a building at the end. So, yeah, let's give it 2 pantyhose Dustin's. What's his name?
Derek.
Derek and pantyhose.
I'm gonna mirror Chris on this one. I'm gonna give it 1.5. I think it gets it. It's 1 because it has a theme song.
Yep.
I actually enjoyed the music too, so I think that's where the half comes from. I think the rest is
Which song? That one or the other song that's played
other
for
song.
15 seconds?
The other song in that jazz number, dude.
Jesus Christ, that song over and over again.
1.5 for me also. It's just this is a forgettable canon film. I think maybe it gets its cult status because it is a canon film and it is a slasher, but that doesn't mean it should. I didn't enjoy this movie at all. Like, I had a hard time watching it too, and I was just like, this is a fucking nightmare. So if you want to watch a nightmare, go ahead and plug in New Year's Evil. Kyle?
Yeah, you know what? I'm probably gonna go with a 2 on this one. Yeah, as you guys have said, it's a cookie cutter slasher film, but not all the pieces fit together in this film. It's got unconnected scenes that don't really pay off for any reason. I thought it would be mildly entertaining, like the first 20-30 minutes in. I was like, okay, maybe this is just going to be a really stupid turn your brain off movie. I hated the fact that I saw the killer right off the bat because there's the fun thing about slashers is like normally there's an intrigue involved unless there's been some kind of cool setup where, like in Silent Night Deadly Night, there was a great setup for that character to become a serial killer and it paid off and they kind of stuck true to it. This is just some random schmuck who has a straw for a voice changer. He calls in and I honestly believe he decided to start killing these people that night. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think there was any prior planning on his part at all, which explains why he's like a bumbling buffoon through this whole film. Like we said before, it's canon, so I mean you get what you pay for. So
That's true.
yeah, 2 Derek wearing his mom's stockings.
There you go. All right, guys, that's our show for this week. Want to do some quick shout-outs for the people who did leave us reviews on iTunes. J Plus, who's been a listener of ours for a pretty long time. I see him all over the place on the interwebs. So thank you for doing that for us. We really appreciate it. You're awesome. We love you.
What does it say?
Oh, you want to know what he says? He says, love the show, awesome production value, and sound quality. Swound.
Thank you for noticing.
Yeah. The reviewers are hilarious and make my ride to work less painful. Keep up the good work. And the next one is for all you people who are like, I'm not going to leave a review. Okay. This comes from Mr. Mike 187. He first left us a review that was mediocre. I mean,
I think it was 3 stars.
It was 3 stars, you know, and he gave us some feedback about how he used to do the show, saying get rid of a section, and we listen to your guys' reviews. So if you're gonna leave us a comment, like we do listen to these, we do take it in. We don't just make fun of people. And now he says he listens to the show, and after a year and a half later, he's back to listening to the show, and he's digging it. So we appreciate that. We do take your guys' comments seriously. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Good stuff.
And now, you guys, you can follow us on Instagram at @cultfilm_review. You can also follow us on Facebook. You can follow us on Twitter at @cultfilm_review. We are going to be doing next week before we record the show. We are going to be going live on Instagram, so make sure you check that out with all 4 of us. With details to follow. All right. You can follow Kyle.
You can follow me on Instagram at @cultfilm_Kyle.
You can follow Chris.
Jesus fucking Christ.
You can follow me at @cultfilm_Chris on Instagram.
You can follow Mike.
You can follow me at Mike Lucio on Twitter.
All right, guys, that's our show for this year. We'll see you next year. So just remember, if you're going to join a cult, make sure they watch good movies.